Command syntax. Every time you run a command, you have the option and you have an argument. Command typically have the syntax like command, like as if you are running command, let's say ls, it's a listing command. The option is going to be the -l or ltr, whatever we used, an argument if you are looking for a specific file. Now, what are the options again? It modifies the way that a command works. It usually consists of a hyphen or dash followed by a single letter. Sometimes some commands accept multiple options, which can usually be grouped together for a single hyphen. And what are the arguments? Most commands are used together with one or more arguments. Some commands assume a default argument if none is supplied, and arguments are optional for some commands and required by others. Let's look at our Linux machine and I will explain you exactly how the command syntax works. So we are in this Linux machine. Again, the first thing you always have to do is find out who are you, or which user are you logged in as. So you do who am I, you are yourself. Second thing, which directory you are in. You are in /home and /your user. This is your home directory. And by the way, every time you type cd, no matter which directory you are in, you're always going to come back to your home directory. Now, when I mean by command, so when we run command ls in your directory, you will see all the directories and files it has without other details that you get. So when you use the option, so you do ls -l, this will list everything that you have in your home directory, and then it will also give you all the details, whether it's a directory, file size, who owns it, and all the bunch of stuff. So you're adding the option with it, which is -l. So options can also be grouped with, when I meant the group, it means ls -l, and you could add another option to it, which is t. So you see, it will list all the contents of your directory by the time they were created. Then when you do another option with that, ls -ltr, it will still give you all the listing, but it will list all the newest files or directories starting at the bottom and the oldest one from the top. So that covers our ls as a command, and then our second one is the option, which we use ls -ltr. And what do we mean by argument? Let's look at the argument again. Argument can be used to be more specific, meaning, let's say if you wanted to know just the file BART, so you do ls -l BART. This is gonna only list the file BART. If you wanted to know the details about the file BART, who owns it, what's the permission on it, you could just use that argument to list it. So now you have command, you have option, and you have argument. If you wanted to, let's say, delete a directory, which is, by the way, the command to delete is rm remove -f, which is to remove without asking you whether they should delete it or not. So you could just do remove -f, and then let's say I wanted to remove Seinfeld, and when you hit enter, it's gonna say cannot remove Seinfeld. It's a directory, so we have to use an option to remove it. And to remove a directory with an option, it is, so let's say if this time we take out F and we just do R. So R is an option to remove a directory. So when you hit enter, it will remove the Seinfeld. And how do you validate that? You do ls -ltr, and you're going to see in your listing Seinfeld directory is gone. and I want you to recreate it again as mkdir Seinfeld. You do ls-ltr, and there you go. This has at the bottom, it has your new directory Seinfeld. So again, to wrap up this lesson, we covered the command, the option, and the argument. And the best way to find out which options you have available with the command, you always run man, which stands for manual, and ls, which is the command. When you hit enter, it will give you a user command, a manual, which will give you all the options. Like if you run -a, it will ignore entry starting with dot. If you uppercase A, B, and C and so on, and you could just hit space to go down and see other options. Keep hitting space, keep hitting space, keep hitting space, and you see all the different options. And by the time you get to the bottom and you cannot hit space anymore, you could just hit Q to get your prompt back. You could also run a man ls, hit enter, and if you just wanted to view the first page without going any further, you could just simply quit out of it right away instead of just hitting space, and go to the end. So you hit Q. So this is what primarily we covered in this lesson. Again, command, option, and argument.